What's up, folks? Welcome to Cool Nerd Show. As always, I'm Devin Burke.
I'm Joe G.
And E3's right around the corner.
Yay, it's going to be great. I'm probably going to be disappointed with everything I saw, unlike last year where they unveiled Shenmue 3.
Oh,
Shenmue 3! Shenmue 3! I literally called my friend crying on the cell phone that night as soon as they announced Shenmue 3.
Dude, we saw it together.
We did.
And we were like, we were both shocked.
You saw me call my friend Tim. It's like,
So saw that pink pedal. It was amazing. Anyway, so Joe and I, we're going to talk about this year's E3, that's E3 2016, and what we actually want for it. And these are going to be our top threes. So, Joe, what are your top threes?
Top three games?
Top three games you want for E3 2016.
I actually want to see more out of Horizon Dawn, Guerrilla Games' new IP that they showed at E3 last year. You see a young red-headed archer in what seems to be prehistoric, futuristic prehistoric time, if that makes sense, where there are dinosaurs, but they are actually robot dinosaurs, and she's taking them out, and it seems like a cool, almost Monster Hunter battle system with how big the beasts are, and you're fighting them, but you have to use your wits to take them down and then scavenge them for parts to help your tribe survive. I think that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah, I remember seeing that. I thought, like, wow, this looks really good. Of course, I was a little bit skeptic of it because, when you're seeing E3, videos, it's usually not as gorgeous as it's going to look like when the game comes out. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, I'm totally open for that, too. One of the ones I'm excited for is for the new South Park game.
The Fractured Butthole.
Exactly, South Park, the Fractured Butthole, which I'm sure many of you have already played The Stick of Truth, but this is going to be more of the superhero genre that's going to be making fun of. Not many footages were shown, only that one E3 video, actually, I think is the only thing that's being shown. So hopefully we get to see more gameplay to see how it goes and maybe touch a little bit how the story is. Maybe The Stick of Truth is still in it somehow in some way. But I'm kind of really hoping for making a lot more puns towards the superhero genres that we're seeing, especially like with the Marvel series and the DC series. Mm-hmm. What about you? What's another one?
Well, this one's going to be a little... No, it's going to be fine. So Tim Schafer, get off your fucking lazy ass. You already made all your goddamn money from that fucking Indiegogo bullshit website. Make Psychonauts 2 and give all the money back that you took from those people that gave it to you because you obviously had enough goddamn money to make this fucking game in the first place. And I'm really pissed with you right now for doing that.
So you really want to see more Psychonauts
I want to see Psychonauts 2, but I
agree.
also want him to just fund it with his own money because he has fucking plenty of it. He did not need to take fans' money to make this game in the first place.
My next game that I really want to see more of course, I know you want to see more of, is Kingdom Hearts 3, man.
Whoa. He says I want to see more of it. I want to see more of it so I could see this game just fail.
Really? You want to see it fail?
This game. I don't like Kingdom Hearts.
I'm still excited for Kingdom Hearts 3, regardless of your opinions. I'm sorry. Like, I actually enjoy it. And by the looks of it, it doesn't look like there's a triangle to win button at all what we saw in the past trailer. But I really hope to see a little bit more worlds and maybe a little bit more touch of the story. Maybe even a release date. That would be cool too, Mm-hmm. What about your third game you want to see at E3?
My third game would be the one that Square Enix also showed last year, little hints of, when they hinted at the possibility of a Nier 2. Now, Nier was made by Cavia, which was a studio that also had helped Square Enix develop the Drakengard series, which is very near and dear to my heart, a cult classic, where it's pretty much just the games are all about blood and mindless violence, and it's technically an RPG. It went into some pretty dark undertones of just like death, narcissism, and some weird sexuality questions that were never answered by Cain. God fucking damn you, Cain. You still creep me out to this day. Still, I would love to see the next addition into the Nier series, as while Nier 1 was just Fetch Quest the game, its gameplay and characters were still very well done. So I just want to see more of that.
All right, and my last game I want to see, I know they didn't announce this at last E3s, but there was a lot of news talked about it, especially since a notable map was released, and I think you know what I'm talking about, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2, which is going to be apparently a prequel to Red Dead Redemption, which I think we're playing as young John Marston.
Red Dead Revolver was already a prequel.
A lot of people have already talked about this, so it's like a prequel sequel, but anyway, but who knows? We could be playing a completely different character that has nothing to any importance or existence of the other two characters, obviously, which I'm sure that's going to be more of its route.
Yeah.
But I'm totally up for a more, Western game, especially since, the last one was so good. Let's talk about what we think is probably going to be a big surprise, because we know E3 throws out surprises, especially last year when we had
3.
But it was a Kickstarter, which was still very surprising. Also, with Final Fantasy VII, everyone didn't think that was happening. Also, with The Last Guardian coming back, no one saw that coming either.
Yeah.
So, Joe, we know there's going to be surprises. Do you have any possibly hints of what there might be a surprise of?
I mean, there's no hints because they never hinted this, but what I would love to see is for Itagaki to come out, the man who created Castlevania, and to finally unveil gameplay and more images for his latest game that he's gone through Kickstarter for, Bloodstained.
Oh, yeah.
Now, Bloodstained seems to be following the sample thing as a Metroidvania-type game, a side-scrolling action platformer where you go around like the giant area, killing a bunch of creatures, leveling up, getting different weapons, as well as a somewhat okay story from what I've heard. However, the big draw for me is that they got David Hayter, the voice of Solid Snake, to be the main bad guy for this series, who is some kind of like mad alchemist that has gone just completely insane.
All right. I was surprised that I think a lot of people kind of forgot about this one, but I'm not sure what type of event Capcom's going to be on. Like, they're going to be on Microsoft or on Sony's booth, wherever they're going to be showing. But I want to see gameplay footage of Resident Evil 2, because they're making a remake of it. So I'm concerned of whether it's going to be like an actual 100% remake of the game from PlayStation or Nintendo 64 version as well. Or it's going to be over-the-top shooter like it's always been accustomed to, like via Resident Evil 4. So I'm really hoping they actually show it this year, especially since we heard little news about it, but we know they're still making it.
No, it's probably almost done by now, especially since the new reports are that they are planning on releasing info of Resident Evil 7 at E3 this year.
But you think 7 before 2?
I think 2 is going to come out before 7 because it's probably coming out in the summer or fall. But I think we're going to get more news about 7, or at least leaks about 7 at E3.
I see. Do you have another one surprise you think might happen?
Surprise! Kingdom Hearts 3 comes out this year.
Joe, that's more of a hurt, man, than a surprise.
It's in development. Please look forward to it.
Square Enix trademark catchline for every single
Do we have a
game
game coming out in the next 5 years? It's in development. Please look forward to
Eventually.
it. Thank you for your patience.
So, but do you have any serious ones?
I really can't think of anything else that would really grab attention right now, unless Steve had brought up, and I think it's stupid, it'll never happen, Nintendo literally just being like, oh, surprise conference, guys, Nintendo NX. But they're not doing that because Nintendo's apparently not doing anything at E3 this year, not even a Direct or a Treehouse.
Except they're only showing Zelda.
Oh, right. They're only showing Zelda.
Just Zelda, that is it, on the showroom floor. It's just the most bizarre thing ever, honestly.
But I guess if I had to go surprise would be Capcom actually showing either footage of the game they initially showed when the PS4 was shown Deep Down.
Oh, yeah.
Or the hints that there has been a Dragon's Dogma MMO and or sequel coming out, which I'd be very okay with. It was a wonderfully underrated open world game.
It would have been perfect. There was, fast travel.
It would have been, and that's probably what they would be thinking about adding into this if they decide to do an iteration of it again.
Which would be odd. Like, you think that'd be one of the first things they would add, since many games before that time had it.
Could have, but I think they really wanted that scope of adventure where you literally were just like, fuck, I gotta go all the way back to this godforsaken place.
But then after a while, it did get super tedious.
Oh, it fucking did, but I love that game.
I do have another surprise that I know it's probably going to happen. A certain developer.
God of the gaming world.
Yeah, a certain god of the gaming world left a certain company. We should not name names of certain, because they aren't a gaming company anymore. At least
a
not,
machine company.
or a cell phone game.
Yep.
Certain person left there, but he's now with Sony.
I know where you're going with this,
right,
and I'm going to say it's not happening.
No, not true, because we also seen a certain movie director also made a whole bunch of Twitter.
I know what we're talking about. Here. I'm just saying it won't be the same game you want it to be.
It's probably not. I'm just saying it's just going to be a little bit similar. It's going to be a haunted game. Of course, you guys don't know. We're talking about PT, or otherwise known as the Silent Hill game, but of course that is trademarked by Konami. But I think they're still going to make a horror-based game about it. But here's what I know it's going to be about. Here's what I think the biggest surprise is going to be. I think it's going to be for the PlayStation VR. I will be completely okay if it will be compatible with it. Like, I could see, like, another game being compatible with it as well. What's that space shooter explorer game coming out for PlayStation only? No Man's Sky.
That's not shooting, though, is it?
Yeah, it's shooting. You get guns.
They're shooting.
But what I'm saying is, like, that seems like it could be capable for VR because, it's first person. You get to turn with your head. You can do the same thing. Mm-hmm. But I can see it being backwards capability. I can also see it being compatible with VR and also controller as well. So if it means you can or you can't, either way, I know it's going to happen. I know they're going to show it, and I believe they're going to show it this E3 and probably as like the last like surprise. Like we have a big surprise for you, and here's the creator, and that's what they're going to do.
I think the smart way to do it, because he was also in talks, would be to introduce Norman Reedus first. Everyone's like, Norman Reedus at a gaming convention? What the fuck's going on?
You know what? They might pull a twist and be like, The Walking Dead Telltales.
Oh, nice.
Daryl Dixon edition. They had Michonne. I can see that.
They had Michonne, but I don't think Kojima would be working on that.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it'd just be like, you know, like people wouldn't see that coming, and then it's like, isn't there another game you want? It's like, oh yeah, this one. And then everyone be freaking out. Be like, oh my god.
I don't think people would be freaking out over that because the Michonne game was not that great.
Agreed. I disagree. But anyway, that is our E3 predictions and also what we want from E3 for this year. Please like, favorite, and subscribe. Also, comment what you want for this year's E3. We'd love to see what you guys want. Maybe we agree, maybe we disagree. Until then, have yourself a lovely day, guys.
See ya.
Bye-bye.